What's up, everybody? It's waba, and I wanted to take a little bit of time to tell you about the next build that I'm going to be playing in the Essence Hardcore League, and that is a low-life block Incinerate build as an occultist. Now, the big reason for this is I do really enjoy Incinerate as a skill, and with the recent changes to channeling and all the new additions to the game since the nerf to Incinerate a few patches back, we've had Elemental Overload, we've also had Elemental Focus, and then we had Controlled Destruction when it was originally nerfed as well. I don't recall when Elemental Overload got added into the game, but with all these things, I feel like Incinerate is actually in a really good spot to be highlighted again and become another high level build. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and talk about my passive tree real quick so you guys could see it. The passive tree is primarily focused on curses and energy shield with some cast speed. There's not a lot of damage on the tree because I don't really think I'm going to need too much damage on the tree. We pick up Elemental Overload over here, which we'll be proccing with an Orb of Storms. And then, again, we're just, focusing on curses. We also do have 7 jewel sockets, I believe. Right? 7 jewel sockets. Yeah, we're at 7 jewel sockets at 112 points. And 112 points isn't really too bad. That's going to be level 90. So that's really easy to get to right now in the game. The other thing too about this build is, again, it is low life, and I've been playing a lot of low life builds recently because I really enjoy the ability to get a lot of auras and everything. It's just I'm taking away some of my defensive auras that I'm using, and I am going to be using Blasphemy instead. So I do need a Heretic's Veil, and it's going to be a pretty expensive build, to be completely honest. But the one thing that I'm doing that is specific to Essence League that is going to save me a fair bit of currency, other than the fact that I'm using a Consuming Dark and a Wrath Pith, which were both very affordable this league. I am actually going to be using the new Essence of Hysteria glove. It gives you 175 to 225 additional fire damage to your socketed gems. This works out to where if I have the right supports in this, it is very, very similar to a 6-link setup in your damage. And I'm going to be using this as a way to get myself a very affordable 6-link. And this also means I'll be able to have a secondary skill on a 5-link. I'm not entirely sure what that's going to be. I'm thinking about running like a cursing cast when damage taken setup. If I do that, then I don't really have to worry about blasphemy near as much. But if I don't do that, then I could just run something else. Like I could potentially run a single target flame totem setup that I could just use to help burn down bosses, but I'm not sure about that quite yet. But these gloves, this is crafted using the Essence of Hysteria, and again, it's just a great way to get what seems like to me a really nice chunk of damage, especially out of Incinerate because of the way Incinerate works, because this additional damage is not affected by the damage effectiveness that you have on Incinerate. If it did, it would be a completely different story. But the one thing about this, though, is you do need to link it appropriately. And so this means that I need to link it with, so it's going to be Incinerate, Control Destruction, Elemental Focus, and either slower projectiles or potentially fire penetration. Just really depends. And also I'm going to be trying to get myself a Dying Sun ASAP, so I could run that flask majority of the time whenever I need AoE. Again, though, we're going to be using things like Consuming Dark. Consuming Dark is just going to give us, a little bit of poison damage as well. Poison has, been nerfed recently, so it's not as much as it was before. And this also will reduce the effectiveness of fire penetration or flammability. That's something to consider, but I think it's a pretty good trade-off. And the other thing, too, is since I'm planning on going Occultist, I'm going to be gaining some of my non-chaos damage as extra chaos damage for 4 seconds through the use of Malediction. And because of this, whenever I'm clearing, I should have some pretty decent damage, and I should have decent bursts when it gets to bosses. And I'm going to figure out the best way to be using this. But yeah, I'll be going Malediction and Vile Bastion. both of which seem very, very good. I'm going to be going Valpact and Ghost Reaver. I actually completely forgot about that on my tree. But I will be doing this and giving it a go. Maybe getting some Grand Spectrum Jewels. We'll see. Just wanted to give you guys a little heads up about the build that I'm doing. And if you have any questions or any thoughts or suggestions, let me know. Would love to hear them. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.